Hello, I'm Liz Lumley of Finextra, and today I'm speaking to FB of EPAM and Samim Jaffrey of Aptitude. And we're going to have a discussion about sort of the age-old question of how banks really balance the change the bank, maintain the bank sort of mentality. So I'm going to start with you, FB. How can banks really have the freedom to keep up with the required maintenance that IT needs while also dealing with the innovative products they need to develop?
Across the financial services sector since 2008, there's something what I call the perfect storm event. So somehow banks need to create a headroom to provide them enough space to start doing the innovation. And since then, people started to do that. The industry today is riddled with cost structures, which is born out of legacy systems which are still in place. Also born out of legacy engagement with suppliers who are geared towards, their services geared towards a legacy financial services sector, which is no longer in place. So the financial services sector needs to decide how to go forward. And banks have to make a decision that what to do after when you can no longer really reduce the cost by simple labor arbitrage changes, which people refer to as outsourcing, or suppliers are no longer able to provide you the necessary rate cards, what you are looking for. This is the point when you need to innovate. And you need to bring in new innovations which will provide you the necessary step-changing cost, which you need in order to achieve your goals, and also to really respond to the digital transformation challenge which all the banks have to answer today.
It seems like you're saying this is not so much of a balance, but there's almost like a separate maintenance and innovation team.
You can combine it. You can actually create programs where you take certain systems and through a evolutionary changes, you actually end up where you want it to go. But yes, you need to separate those. You need to start separating what you run to kill and the other part which is you want to grow and what you want to innovate on.
Excellent. So I'm going to move over to you, Samim. I want to talk a little bit about some of the strategies that banks can use. FB mentioned outsourcing. Is outsourcing kind of a strategy banks can use to achieve this balance?
Well, I think banks are using outsourcing as a strategy. But if you take a step back, if you look at the 80s, no one ever got fired for buying IBM in the hardware space. And in the same way, the same thing is happening in services. Nowadays, people are very happy to do very large-scale so-called managed services deals with the tier one outsourcing services providers. But the benefits delivery on those deals is very, very patchy. And having been, until very recently, on the other side in a bank, our theory is that now that we're independent, we're able to comment on that phenomenon, and really you would have to look at the suppliers being willing to answer the key question of, are they willing to cannibalize their own revenue streams? Because that revenue stream is headcount based, and that's how the pricing normally works on large scale deals. So are the suppliers willing to innovate, which often means software automation, because that would effectively impact their revenue streams. And we feel that actually the way outsourcing will evolve is towards much more of a kind of software-enabled service mentality, where software is the key automation and innovation engine, but the services wrapper around that is really what enables banks to have confidence rather than just working with a lot of startups.
So is that what you're arguing, that sort of moving towards software as a service is the route to go down for banks?
Yeah, I think software as a service we feel is a distinct element, and our proposition is slightly different. Software as a service, every software company thinks their software is the panacea for all banks, and we know that there's no silver bullet. So banks really want to have the software that provides automation, and as FB says, the step change in costs that really comes from that innovation. But they also are risk averse. They don't want to deal with a lot of startups, even though there are a number of accelerators, et cetera, that have been set up. They still want the proximity and the confidence with the large-scale services providers. So the key thing is, how do you combine those two things? Many of the services providers will say, well, we have our own innovation labs, we can provide that innovation. Our theory is actually that's not always going to be tapping as wide a market as they need to. So we feel that banks will need to combine identification of those software companies that really have disruptive software, and then identify which of the service providers really would be willing to work with those companies, and that's where we're focusing.
So FB, back to you. Samin mentioned, the silver bullet, and I think that mentality is still very prevalent in a lot of banks. They want the big software houses to come in and solve all their problems. But what attitude should banks have? What type of relationship should banks have with their providers, outsourcing or otherwise?
It's an overused term. I think they should go for a partnership where both parties start to understand the other needs, but really understand the underlying needs, and not just trying to serve their own revenue goals. Somebody mentioned traditional outsourcing companies really just aiming for adding more people to the deal structure to increase the revenue. Maybe you need to increase efficiency. Maybe you need to bring in new ideas, maybe even more expensive people, if in the end they are the ones who are going to lower the overall cost or achieve the desired output. They need to bring in innovation. They need to bring in their own innovation or partner with fintech startups to really make a disruptive change how you are delivering a certain service, or how
So
you
it's sort of
solve
this
a certain
partnership ecosystem between the big software houses and the smaller agile firms, and having everyone work together in a more efficient way.
Yes, but the way it's really to unlock the problem why banks are not able to use some of these startups today, because the banks are risk averse, and maybe these service companies or providers can unlock this innovation by themselves absorbing some of these risks and providing services, which is really providing the innovation part to the banks, wrapped with a stable company.
I think outside of this will cost a lot, the worst thing to say to banks is this is open source software.
Yes.
They get very nervous about that.
Absolutely,
They do.
they do.
FB, Samin, thank you very much.
Thank you.